I don't know. I think Topuria also might go down as the next featherweight GOAT, and he could also go down as one of the best fighters to ever do it. That's why I also have Ilia Topuria here. Maybe controversial having him already here in the Mount Rushmore list. I know you can have like someone like a Max Holloway, but this boy's resume is insane. Probably the best back-to-back wins, championship wins you could ever have of winning the belt and then defending it. I don't know who else has a better resume than that, than someone like an Ilia Topuria. And the fact that he's undefeated, the fact that he has all these finishes, the fact that he's stupidly well-rounded, I have to have him on this Mount Rushmore list. And unfortunately, I kicked off Max Holloway, which is a crime to say so, but that's because I have Conor McGregor here. Now, Conor McGregor, does he have the legacy? Does he have the resume as these other guys? Does he have the longevity as these other guys? Not necessarily, but the things that he did for this company, the UFC wouldn't be as big as it is today if it wasn't for Conor. So I think regardless of what happens in the future, I think Conor pretty much cemented himself in the featherweight Mount Rushmore list, in my opinion. I think regardless of what happens, you always have to have, Conor McGregor in this featherweight list. Now let's go down. Lightweight was a little bit harder to do for at least the last two guys, in my opinion, because the first two, it's super easy to pick. Islam Makhachev, of course. Islam Makhachev, honestly, one fight away, in my opinion, to being the new lightweight GOAT. People are already saying he's a lightweight GOAT. I think he needs at least one more to get it done, because after that, I have Khabib here also, currently, in my opinion, the lightweight GOAT. And yeah, both these guys just dominating pretty much the lightweight division. To be honest, I don't see another guy doing it quite like how Makhachev and Khabib did it. So dominant. Khabib definitely the more dominant out of the two, but Makhachev being the more well-rounded guy, being able to finish you anywhere you want, having that little bit of an ego to him, wanting to finish the fight, at his opponent's strong. And yeah, just two very special cases of fighters. And let's go down to the third thing. The third guy, I have Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, there was a point in time where people were saying, Charles Oliveira could beat Khabib Nurmagomedov, and people are saying, Charles is a kryptonite for Khabib. We saw how the fight ended up with Islam. People thought that it would end up the same way for Charles if he fought Khabib. People say maybe even a Conor. No, I think Conor deserves to be in the featherweight, not the lightweight. The last guy I have on this list, Benson Henderson. If you guys don't know, Benson Henderson, one of my favorite fighters, especially in the lightweight division back in the day. Benson Henderson was a monster. I think he had around 3 title defenses. One of the better champions we had, one of the more dominant champions we had before we got into this new era of the Khabibs and all that stuff. One of the better fighters and one of my more favorite, champions we had in this lightweight